morning. It is Monday the 23rd of October and this is me, Maria Gaian from Wild Fox Alchemy, doing what was supposed to be a one-card reading, but Spirit Guides had other ideas. Hello everyone. This is my first card reading video for the channel, so please be gentle with me because I'm a little bit terrified. As I said, I wanted to do a one-card reading. This reading is for the collective, so take what resonates with you and leave the rest for somebody else. You might hear a little bit of background noise outside because I work from a sacred space in my garden and the wind has decided to lift today and it's blowing the trees and anything else it can pick up. I'm hoping not to see a cat go blowing past the window at any point, but we'll see. The wind is really quite strong. And what do? I'm Maria Gaian and I offer intuitive guidance for women who are soul-led and compelled to start businesses that change the world and change lives as well as their own lives. And part of what I do is offer guidance via the tarot. I have a lot of decks, but today's deck I am using the Work Your Light deck by Rebecca Campbell. I love Rebecca's work, she's amazing, and this card deck is amazing, and I often use it for guidance in my own business. And so I just wanted to give a shout out for that. I can highly recommend the deck. If you want to buy it, I'll put it in the comments below. So, it was supposed to be a one-card reading. Spirit had other ideas, and it threw three at me, and they came out of the deck really forcefully, and there was just no mistaking that they were meant to come out. I did shuffle the deck off camera this time, mostly because I wanted this to be a quickie. I want this to just be a dip in, get your inspiration and motivation and move on for the rest of the day. So I didn't want to spend my time shuffling, but actually I could have done it because it was so fast, it was over so fast, it was crazy. So let's get on with it, shall we? And the first card is Unbound. Now I keep getting this card for myself actually, and it's all about releasing soul patterns, contracts and past lives. Now I firmly believe that we've all been here before, some of us several times. There are star seeds amongst us that have been around for millions and millions of years, and we keep coming back because we have a job to do. Only sometimes we carry with us contracts, soul patterns and past life experiences that get in the way of what we're trying to do today. Now this can be something as simple as a massive fear of public speaking. You could be terrified at the idea of giving a talk about what your business does, or running a webinar, or being visible on camera, for example, and you may know why. You may have had a really horrible experience. Maybe you were bullied by kids at school and they said to you, you know, you're ugly, you're stupid, you're fat, you wear glasses, you know, all the horrible things that kids say to each other. And we take them to heart and they wound us. And so when we come down the line then to want to do something that we know will benefit people and we know will benefit our business, suddenly we find ourselves paralysed in fear. And the reason for this in the present life is that your mind is desperately trying to protect you from any further hurt, and it does this by saying, nope, you're not going to do that. You the last time you tried speaking up in class, you were bullied, you were laughed, you were laughed at, you were ridiculed, and so we can't have that again, so we're not going to do it. It's just not going to happen. I'm going to make you faint or blush or sweat so that you're so uncomfortable that you refuse to do it, and that's how I'm going to keep you safe. And it's great, it works really well, but it doesn't help you move your business forward. It could be that you have a past life experience of something that has wounded you, and recently I'm meeting a lot of women that are suffering what I call the witch wound, and these women are struggling to be visible and to speak their truth because of a past history of maybe being a witch. These women traditionally were tortured because they dared to be strong and speak up, and they were burned at the stake, they were drowned. It has left a lot of women with an innate terror of being visible or speaking or just standing up for what they believe in, because the fear is still there from the past life of what happened to them when they were actually brave enough to stand up for what they believed in. It could even be that it isn't your wound at all. Now this is where, if you think I'm weird already, this kind of gets even weirder. Scientists are now realizing that we can pass trauma down through the generations via our DNA. So if you imagine a woman is pregnant, she's pregnant with a little girl. The little girl inside of her is carrying all the eggs that she will ever need to make her own children down the line. The mother is traumatized. That trauma passes to the child that's inside of her. She then passes that trauma to the eggs that are inside of her, wounding those children before they've even been born. And that's now, they're really looking hard into this, and they're saying that, some of these wounds are just not even ours. They can be carried down, say from survivors of the Holocaust, things like that. There are children and children's children of survivors of the Holocaust that are suffering trauma that isn't even theirs to carry. And we need to heal that. And that's what this card is saying. It's time now to release these old soul patterns, these old contracts and these past lives. We need to break the patterns of our behaviour, of our limiting beliefs, of our fears, of all the things that are holding us back from going out there and making huge changes in the world. Because we all have the power to make the changes. We just need to do the work. We need to do the healing work. And if you need help with that, that is what I do. I create sacred spaces for wounded souls to heal. So the next card. Oh, look at this. This is birthing a new age, birthing new creations, and dreaming a new world into being. There has never been a worse time, I don't think, in recent years than now. And we need to birth a new age. We need to dream a new world into being. We've seen the worst of the worst recently with the pandemic, with certain divisive politicians, we seem to have moved sort of 4 steps forward towards making change, and then in the last couple of years we've gone 10 steps back. It's unbelievable. But I feel like in some cases it's all served a purpose, because there's a lot of murky underbelly nasty stuff that we've kind of been turning a blind eye to for a long time. Only now certain people have stirred that up so we can all see it, and when we can see it we can take action on it. And the energies that I'm getting on this card is that it's time now. It's time for us to look at what angers us, what frustrates us, what is really driving us crazy about what is going on now, and how can we change it, because we aren't powerless. We all have the power to start a movement to make change, and that's what we can do. That's what you can do via running a business that heals people, via running a business that is inclusive, that doesn't discriminate against people. Even if your business doesn't actually do anything in relation to changing lives per se, earning money that you could then donate to help people change lives, and you can change the world in so many different ways, and one small person can make such a huge difference. And this is what this card is telling you today. It's time to look at birthing some new creations and dream the world that we want to live in, and let's see how we can contribute to creating that. Oh my goodness, oh my goodness. The third card here is the Council of Light, divine orchestration and helpers in the subtle realms. This card is saying we've got big dreams going on. We want to birth these amazing new creations. We need to dream a new world, a fair world, a kind world, a compassionate world into being. If you've got any worries about doing that, this is the message for you today. You are not alone. Look at this. These are angels, guides, spirits, your ancestors. They're all watching over what is going on, and they are here to help us to make the changes. And all we need to do is call on them. We need to ask them for the help that we need, and we will be divinely guided. I would like to say that recently I used to be a straightforward therapist working with people with depression and anxiety, and I became increasingly unhappy with the work that I was doing, and I felt like it wasn't making the changes that I wanted it to make, and I felt like it wasn't incorporating a lot of the gifts and talents that I know I have. So gradually over a period of time I changed the way that I was working, and I started incorporating my therapy into ecotherapy. So I would go out with clients outdoors and use nature as a metaphor for healing, and I was happy with it for a time, but I still felt like I wasn't quite there yet, like there was something missing. I got a niggle, if you like, that I needed to change something. And it was only when I started to realise that I was using spirituality in my life. I'm quite a spiritual person. I was using tarot in my life. I am quite a witchy woo-woo sort of person, I'll admit that right now. But I wasn't actually using it for my own business, which sometimes you can't see the wood from the trees, can you? And I realised that I wasn't incorporating my beliefs and everything else into my business, that I'd used it in my personal life for my own personal issues, but that I hadn't actually tried to ask for any sort of guidance in how my business should be. And then obviously COVID came into being and everything started to change. It was no longer comfortable to go out into the woods with people wearing masks, having to socially distance. I was struggling to get and maintain a connection with my clients, a kind of connection that you need to build a relationship in order to talk about the kinds of things that my clients wanted to talk about. And so I felt like I had to rethink things and change direction. And this time, for whatever reason, I felt like I needed to ask for the guidance. And the guidance came thick and fast. It was amazing, and it's changed my business. I'm no longer an ecotherapist. I am now offering intuitive guidance. I've been doing it my whole life, but I've always kind of sat in a spiritual closet. And my guidance said, it's time to get out of the spiritual closet now. If you want to help people, you have to be in alignment, you have to be true to who you are. And so I can't stress enough how important it is to ask for the guidance. We can't do all these amazing things alone. You know, birthing new creations that are going to change the world, it's not going to happen on your own trying to think inside your own head how to do it. We have to start meditating. We have to start asking for help from the divine. We have to start relying on the fact that our intuition will tell us, and that we'll be given messages from the spirit world as to how to change things. And all we need to do is ask. It's not going to just come and download itself by accident. You have to be open, you have to make the space, and you have to ask. So I'm sorry if this kind of turned into a slightly longer reading than I intended, because it was supposed to just be a one card inspirational reading, and Spirit said, nope, that's not happening. This is how it's going to be. And so that's what I've done. I've been flexible and I've done as I've been told. And I really hope that you found some inspiration in this today, and that you can find some time to think about what holds you back when it comes to running a soul-led business, what beautiful new creations that you could make, how your business could come more into alignment with your dreams of changing the world and bringing a new world into being, and that you feel held and able to ask for guidance on how to make it all happen. If you need any help at all with that, my name is Maria Gaian. I offer soul healing, intuitive guidance to women in business who want to change the world. With love and magic always. Until tomorrow, have a good day.